I'm back. Rhodes Rants on Star Wars. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Join the Rhodes Squadron. Today, I've got very sad and disturbing news. So, right after Lucasfilm releases a teaser trailer that's got at least some of the community, I'm not going to say back on board, but somewhat excited for their next film. They got Ian McDiarmid back. We saw him in person. It gives Star Wars a lot of positive juice. And yes, the likes versus dislikes on this teaser is 10-1 right now. So then I read a couple of different things. Now, I expected Lucasfilm to go on a hiatus from the movies. I had heard that. I had heard it would be at least 2 years before we would see the first film of the Benioff Weiss Trilogy. And Kathleen Kennedy gave an interview to Entertainment Weekly. Lucasfilm putting Star Wars movies on hiatus after this year. Okay, no big deal. Bob Iger backed that scenario. But here is the scenario that bothers me the most. And it is extremely disturbing. I'm going to read this to you. She said the Creative Brain Trust will take that time to map out a wider narrative strategy, which is a good idea, by the way. We're not just looking at the next 3 movies. We're looking at the next decade of storytelling. By the way, I do not feel like she will be involved in that. Her contract runs for 3 years, and they're not having another movie for 2 years. I don't believe she creatively will see any connection to those movies. However, here is the thing that is frightening. We're looking at the next decade of storytelling. Not all projects are being canceled. A new series of movies from The Last Jedi writer-director Rian Johnson are still part of the plan. This is the first public acknowledgement of the Rian Johnson trilogy from Lucasfilm. Basically, it had never actually been announced. Okay, so this is public acknowledgement, official. As are new films from Game of Thrones showrunners Benioff and Weiss. All right, we knew that. Now the scariest part and the most disturbing part of this story. In fact, she revealed they are working in tandem. Quote, as they finish Game of Thrones, they are going to segue into Star Wars. Yeah, we knew that. They're working very closely with Rian. God, no. Next to The Mandalorian, I feel like the Benioff and Weiss trilogy was the Star Wars property that everybody was hanging their hats on right now. And it was the project that they wanted. Now we're going to find out that their movies are tied with Rian Johnson's movies. I am hoping she doesn't know what she's talking about. Now, one of the things I've noticed about Kathleen Kennedy this week, and I've noticed from a couple of things that she's said in the past, for example, there will be no unused footage of Leia in these movies. She had no literal idea that JJ was going to use exactly that, unused footage of Leia in these movies. She literally did not know. Is Lucasfilm trying to force us to watch a Rian Johnson movie by tying it to the Benioff and Weiss trilogy? Because I will not do it. I will not watch or consume monetarily anything Rian Johnson does. Nothing. It has been my feeling that Rian Johnson's movies would never see the light of day. I have always believed that. Are they attempting to connect these movies in order to try to force us to watch a Rian Johnson movie? Or a Rian Johnson-led property? And by the way, these guys on Reddit, defending Rian Johnson, you're pathetic. I'm calling you out. You're pathetic on Reddit, by the way. There are people on there literally saying, "Oh, good. I was hoping Ryan. I'm more concerned about Benioff and Weiss messing up Star Wars than I am Rian Johnson." Are you fucking morons? This is sad news, Star Wars fans. Knowing that the Benioff and Weiss trilogy is connected to Rian Johnson, I am hoping when they say they are working together, it is to try to determine what timelines their movies are going to line up in, not the actual stories themselves or the movies themselves. But that is not how this is read. That is not... If they're working very closely with Rian, that tells me that the properties are connected. I hate that. This looks terrible on Lucasfilm. You tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.